was and never will be, and that is the Little Yankee football program. And back then, you were who you played for. It was that simple. My brother and I played for the green team, so I was an Oiler, a Mustang, and a Jet. The Fuentes boys, they played on the red team, so they were Raiders, 49ers, and Chiefs. And the Judge boys and BT were on the maroon team, so they were Colonels, Redskins, and Rebels. And we were all real close, families and friends. We grew up together there. But that was my first knowledge of the whirlwind known as Brian Tremellan. Few months after that, Brian came to New River Middle School for the first year there. He had transferred over from another school, and I befriended him through Little Yankee, but at that time I was a freshman in high school, and we started getting closer together, and I found out through a mutual friend that there was a bully at school that Brian was having a little issue with. So I liked that guy, BT, and I went and talked to another friend of mine who might be out here somewhere, and I said, we need to go take a ride and solve this little bully problem we have with our friend BT. But you see, all his friends were over at Tremellan because he used to like to hang out with the older crowd. And so I took a drive over there and solved that little bully problem for my boy BT, and we became fast friends. And a year later, Brian came to Tremellan High, and his freshman year, for spring ball, he was going to do exactly what I had done the year before, and that was go out and try to earn a spot on the varsity squad. And all of us who have gone through that pain know exactly what that is. Just get brutalized by the older boys and try to make your mark as a Dragon and get the call from coach to play ball. And I was concerned because Brian wasn't as big back then. But he was good, and he was tough. So, one scrimmage, Brian playing safety, he came up to make a hit on our running back, who later went on to glory at West Virginia and the Atlanta Falcons, known as the Freight Train, Andre Johnson. And Andre laid the wood to Brian something fierce. And he ran him over. And I thought that he hurt him bad, so I ran out there, and I was on the other side of the ball, so Coach Perry screamed for me to get back into the huddle. And I refused because I wanted to make sure that he was all right, but he was glazed over, but he was asked to leave the field for a little bit so he could gather himself. But you know what? That was Brian. He was tough. He wasn't going to back down, and he made the varsity that year. I saw a picture when we were doing the slide of a play that I call a cut to the outside. Of course, that's my side of the story, and Brian had another side. But it was against Northeast, my senior year. And Brian was, it's funny because his family, his nephews asked me yesterday if it was just Brian talking a lot of smack or was he really good at football. And I wanted to share this with them today. But Brian was one of the most feared return men in the county, period. And we were down to Northeast, and it was little time left on the clock, and they kicked him the ball. And this is where the story gets foggy. Because from my vantage, I was drilling my guy to the sidelines doing my job. But all of a sudden he ran into my back and he went down. And I knew when he went down that he had a clear lane right down the sideline. So the next day, instead of the headlines reading that Brian Tremellan wins for the Tremellan Dragons, it was Northeast wins 9-8 against the Dragons. And until this day, him and I have never made peace with that play. He swears that I ruined it for him. saw the picture.